Hey guys, welcome back to another one. This is Crypto Elite, home to the #1 Theta community. And if you like this content, please like and subscribe to the channel. And you can find me on Theta TV as well. Alright guys, in this video, I do have an update for you, and it has to do once again with the overall Theta ecosystem. And if you're unfamiliar, it has to do with Bullit. And this is a decentralized data storage DApp, if you will, on the Theta ecosystem. So we'll kind of talk about that, but first I'll tell you why I kind of latched onto this one. So of course, doing my research and actually just browsing through Twitter before I did my research, and I saw this one pop up, this tweet from Theta Network, and they kind of retweeted CoinMarketCap's tweet, which talked about decentralized storage, and that kind of caught my attention as well. And CoinMarketCap, they said decentralized file storage is all the hype right now. So here are some promising decentralized file storage and sharing services. And of course, the first one they have listed is Bullit, which caught my attention immediately. They have Filecoin, Bullit again, which once again caught my attention immediately. And then BitTorrent, StorageJ, and the SIA Foundation. Not familiar with that one, but a lot of the big names I did know, and I was happy to see that Bullit made it on there twice. Probably a mistake on their end, but happy to see that it made it on there twice. So if you're unfamiliar, this is Bullit. We'll do a brief overview of the website here in a second, but I do want to talk about that article that CoinMarketCap came out with, and it's the top decentralized file storage and sharing services, where they listed all of those different cryptocurrencies that I just talked about, and they kind of break it down. And I think they did a really good job of breaking down each one of these file storing cryptos, if you will. So the first one is Filecoin. We'll kind of bypass that one, and we'll just talk about Bullit, because I think a lot of people in the Theta ecosystem, they're still, unfamiliar, or if this is your first time watching, the Theta ecosystem is pretty vast, and Bullit is part of it. So if you're unfamiliar, it's a file sharing service that allows encryption and sending of files and enhances privacy and control by using blockchain and NFT solutions. So a big thing there is that it has encryption, for both ends, both the creator of the content and the downloader/uploader to Bullit, and as well as on the other end of the spectrum, whoever is receiving the files also, they have to authenticate themselves in some sort of manner, which is really cool. And it doesn't have to be that way. Some of it, as far as I know, can be open, not encrypted. But the benefit is that, you have both ends of the spectrum there. So if you want something very secure, and as we know, there's lots of implications, like hospitals, if they were to download a bunch of files, they would definitely want all of that to be secured. So there's a lot of implication for this. So bullets are encrypted file types that contain any type and any amount of content, which that was another thing that kind of blew my mind when I first started reading about Bullit, is just the fact that, there's really no cap just with the way their technology works, which is pretty neat. So that makes, the flexibility of what you can put in, these bullets that you send to and from, it's actually very, very flexible. And it can be encoded to be only open by the intended recipient. So I know you can do it at a certain time, so the intended recipient can only open it, let's say, this upcoming Saturday at 8 o'clock or later, which is pretty neat, and they have to open it by 10 o'clock or later, or else it goes away. So there's a lot of neat features with Bullit. So Bullit plans to record transactions on the blockchain and convert files into NFTs for maximum privacy and control. So how does it work? It's generated by the offline Bullit system. I won't go way into detail with that in this video. I think it's beyond the scope of this video, but a lot of it's just the fact that it's created offline, and then it can just be shared normally. So you don't have to get too techie into the Web3 in order to use this. You can mail it, messenger, USB sticks, however you would like. And like I kind of mentioned before, there's pretty much anything you can put in a Bullit. business plans, audio tracks, financial information, video footage, healthcare, legal documents, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And it is encrypted, kind of like I talked about before, and it can be opened by two-factor authentication as a way, and it's open source for the public. It's currently very centralized, and that's just because it is brand spanking new. But plans for the future is, of course, to become decentralized in the just like every other blockchain and crypto out there. Got to start somewhat centralized with the core developers developing the DApp or the blockchain, and then after everything's set in motion, then it can become decentralized. So an integrated file protection system is built for the content owner. Only the owner and the intended recipient can view the content, which is the great thing about it. And there's a lot of privacy and control built into it as well. So like I said, there's a lot of use cases here, and it kind of goes over it: legal, financial, insurance, corporate and telecom, healthcare, marketing and entertainment, and government. I do like all of the different use cases there. And the last little thing that we'll talk about here is product features and tokenomics. So there's encryption and decryption. Don't want to beat the dead horse there. Terms and conditions. So you can upload the terms and conditions that the recipient must accept in order to open it. So very flexible on that end as well. You can terminate content if you suspect someone to have breached your agreement terms, which is pretty sweet. Email notification every time your Bullit is open. There's AI protection, and then there's a control panel, of course. So lots of good things with it. The tokenomics, of course, this is very brand spanking new, but there's the pre-sale staking rewards at 15%, a burn of 10%, marketing 14%, teams getting about a quarter of it, and the foundation 30%. So Bullit plans burn events, which is great for the overall tokenomics after a certain yet unidentified milestones are reached. And the project's roadmap, blockchain recording, and full decentralization can be expected in September of 2022, so not too far away. But I think that is important because I did a little bit more research here, and as we know, cloud storage and just overall data storage industry, it's growing. It's growing quite a bit, just like everything else. But exponential growth can be seen here, as well as video streaming. That's another place where it's just continuing to grow. So here are some statistics that I was able to find. So in 2020, it was about a 50 billion USD, market cap or cloud storage market. And by 2025, you're expecting $137 billion cloud storage market. So it is continuing to grow. The cloud storage market is expected to be worth 137, like I said, billion by 2025, growing at a compound annual growth rate of about 22.3% during that period. So there is going to be continuous growth, and that is another plus to Bullit, just being in a growing industry, not only the cloud storage industry, but also the Web3 industry, which is continuing to grow. On the downside, there is a lot of stiff competition, but I think, definitely being part of the Theta ecosystem, I do like that. So when it comes to video streaming and video on demand type videos, what better place to store that than something that's already on the Theta ecosystem? So I think those two go hand in hand. But in summary, guys, I don't want to make this video too long. This is just a quick overview to the Bullit app if you're unfamiliar. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you on the next one.